Our souls are pure. Our soul's natural state is pure peace and pure joy and pure beauty and pure bliss and pure radiance. And yet, somewhere along our human journey, we've forgotten that. You know, in our human journey, we were taught in society to compete against each other, that we were never good enough, that we always had to strive for more and strive for things outside of us. And what that did was that created programs and limiting beliefs within our human ego selves, thinking that we weren't good enough. And so today's module is about reconnecting to the peace and the purity of our soul, reconnecting to that pure peace inside, that pure joy, that pure beauty, that pure bliss. And so the easiest way to remember our peace and our purity as a soul is to connect out in nature. So the invitation today is to go out to your favorite place in nature, whether that be the ocean and the beach, or walking barefoot on the grass amongst the trees, or going to a river or a stream, a body of water, or simply going out in your backyard. So once you're in your happy place, I really invite you to observe how everything in nature works in harmony and balance. And you can begin with closing your eyes when you're in nature. Begin in your happy place. And I'll go ahead and close my eyes with you so you can imagine yourself in your happy place. When you're in nature in your happy place, close your eyes and connect with your breath. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. And as you're breathing, become aware of how miraculous your breath is and how all the intricate systems within your body function so seamlessly, so beautifully, without any effort to you. Right? We can breathe, yet we don't have to be conscious or focus and try to breathe. It just happens naturally. And that's what our soul's pure essence is, that pure peace inside, is there is no effort. Everything just is. And it's from this place of being fully present in our bodies, fully present in this now moment, where nothing else exists, nothing else matters. And we have everything that we need in this now moment. And we are perfect, whole, and complete just the way that we are. And so in this present moment, you can then open your eyes and you can observe how everything is one in nature, right? As a soul, we function from unity consciousness, where we're all one, we're all connected, we're all the same. And in nature, it's really easy to observe this, right? You can watch the birds chirping and flying and dancing and soaring and communicating with each other really easily and seamlessly, right? If you're in the forest and you're walking barefoot on the earth and you're observing the trees, you can observe how the trees stand so strongly and confident in themselves, and yet they can be soft and flow with the wind and the breeze and the branches. Yet their trunk never moves. Their trunk is very centered and strong, and it's connected to the ground with the roots in the earth. And so observing how the trees function and connect together with all the other trees, right? They're not necessarily leaning on each other, they're standing strong, yet they're able to be flexible and bend and move with ease and grace, right? And we can apply that to our own lives as well, as how can we become centered and anchored in our own beauty and peace and joy and radiance, and allow new insight and new guidance and inspiration, new creations to, take us and flow as we move. If you're out at the ocean, perhaps you're observing how, the rhythmic waves sort of create this spiral, right? the ocean waves come up from the ground, and they come up and then they crash and they come back down, and how the waves ride to the beach and they hit the sand. And really observe how the waves, it doesn't look like there's any effort. They're rhythmic, and they keep happening again and again and again, really seamlessly and easily. And it's this beautiful, miraculous creation that we are all existing and living through. And so nature is a really beautiful way to remind us of our own miraculous brilliance and our own purity and our own inner peace. And it reminds us how we can easily flow and move and dance through life. Right. If you're out and you're observing a stream, you can look at how the water flows downstream. And if there's a rock that's really rooted and grounded in the earth, that water just flows around that rock that's rooted and anchored in the earth. And yet you may see leaves or, branches that aren't anchored that can float and fall downriver as well. And so it's really just becoming conscious of how we move so seamlessly and easily and gracefully. And it's coming back to that pure presence and that pure peace and that pure bliss inside yourself. It's really easy when we can see in nature everything, moving so seamlessly and gracefully and flowing in balance and harmony. And then it's time to come back into our own essence, our own soul, our own truth, and witness how we can move with that ease and that grace and that flow and that peace and that joy and that beauty from within us. And so I hope that you really enjoy going out and playing in nature and really observing how your internal world of that peace and that purity and that joy and that beauty and that radiance inside can be reflected externally as well in nature. And that's the best way to sort of describe it and experience it. So play, have fun, and enjoy.